the Louisiana College Wildcats have realized that they have found something in quarterback Mason Jordan. But as Wesley Boone tells us, Jordan, despite having played in just 4 collegiate games, he's been through more ups and downs than most quarterbacks.
It's a normal Tuesday practice for the Louisiana College Wildcats. While the team begins to perform their pre-practice warm-ups, a kid in a red jersey sits off to the side, tossing a football. That kid is starting quarterback Mason Jordan, and his journey to becoming the starting quarterback for the Wildcats almost ended before it ever began.
Last season, he had the situation of being really in the mix. He could have been the guy all last season.
I really felt like I had an opportunity to take the job and really play for the next 3 years.
Before Jordan would even get the opportunity, disaster struck.
Coming into week 2 of fall camp, I ended up tearing my ACL.
In the aftermath of his injury, he didn't know if he was meant to continue playing football.
Kind of put himself in a situation where he didn't know exactly what he wanted to do. He prayed about it a lot, and when that came around, Mason said, well, I'm not sure if God's leading me to play football.
The day I tore my ACL, I said, God, if you're through with me, I'm okay with that.
Mason Jordan's football journey was at a standstill. That is, until he received a call from his head coach this spring.
This year, after our spring ball and everything, we decided to call Mason and just see if he would give it another shot, because we didn't have a quarterback except for one on roster at the time. And Mason said, yeah, coach, I'll give it everything I got.
Ended up coming back and still a little question my knee. It was swelling up on me, hurting me.
On top of dealing with the rehab of his ACL, Jordan was overcoming appendix surgery. Then the Cats' starting quarterback went down, and Jordan was again thrust into the fold.
We didn't know that he had appendix surgery 4 weeks before that, and we're out there on the practice field, and the trainer says he can't practice because he just had appendix surgery 4 weeks ago, and we're like, he's our starting quarterback all of a sudden.
With Jordan finally getting the opportunity to lead the offense, there still remained a rather large question. How would he perform?
Me, nor the coaches, nor our other freshman quarterback knew how I was going to perform.
Knowing his demeanor, knowing his attitude, knowing his work ethic, going into the game, I was glad he was taking that snap.
A snap that Jordan had waited to take since the first time he picked up a football. Jordan would go on to win the American Southwest Conference Player of the Week for his performance in their 49-13 win over Sol Ross. From his journey through injury back to the field, one thing remained steady in Jordan's life: his faith that, in the end, he would be right where he needed to be. For the Wildcats, they're oh so happy he's there. In Pineville, Wesley Boone, News Channel 5 Sports.